Have you ever been so desperate to keep someone in your life that you will basically put up with anything? The problem with this, besides your slowly eroding dignity, is the person you're focused on, they begin to learn that they can trample all over your boundaries, and you won't dish out any consequences. Most, if not all the time, you end up being the one who apologizes for fights that aren't even your fault, or are they? If you ask some people, they'll tell you, well, you teach people how to treat you, and while yes, this is true, how come this rule only seems to apply to the anxious partner in the anxious and avoidant relationships? Why aren't avoidants held to that same standard? Like, we teach people how to treat us, so I guess we had the poor treatment coming, right? Oh, but don't ever call the avoidant out when they do or say something that in a normal, secure relationship would be considered totally unacceptable. You need to be more understanding and provide a safe space. This kind of advice has the potential to keep sensitive people like you attached to ungrateful people who definitely don't serve you. And if you get stuck on the wrong person, it could ruin years of your life. Take it from me. I know. Hello, friends. My name is Maria, and I spent almost 20 years fawning over avoidant people who were teaching me how to treat them. I just wasn't listening. That is until the day I sat down, painted my nails, and began putting together patterns of the lessons that users and jerks were trying to teach me the whole time. There are times when people, for example, like dismissive avoidants, they do things that feel so dehumanizing. You kind of wonder why everyone on YouTube is telling you to show so much empathy and grace. Instead of learning the lesson and walking away to a better life that they could never have provided you. So, if you're ready to discuss why maybe avoidants deserve exactly what they are asking for every time they teach you how to treat them, then grab a bottle of nail polish and let's talk. Imagine if a woman was freezing on the street. You pull up with a trunk load of available jackets that are just waiting to provide someone warmth. You show them to her and the woman says, oh no, I can't wear that one, it's too big. No, that one's too small. Oh, I don't like the color blue. Not that one's got fur. Oh, and not that one either, I'm allergic to wool. And you say, please, you obviously want warmth. Let me give this to you. But again, she rejects the jacket. So you finally say, okay, well, you must not be that cold. You must not want it that bad. But that's when she doubles down on the pity party. She insists that she is absolutely freezing. No one has ever been as cold as she is in that moment, and you just don't understand her. Well, she's not wrong. You don't understand. Especially when you offer a jacket one more time before she turns and runs away from you into the lonely night. Despite what she says, her actions are not only teaching you that she doesn't appreciate your offer, they're also teaching you that she might have a few screws loose upstairs. And every once in a while, we get people in the comments who come in and tell all of us that we need to chill out, because obviously if our avoidant dumped us, they simply weren't interested. And they say it like we have the mental issues. But I ask you, exactly what kind of mental state does someone have to have in order to actively get into a relationship and talk to the other person unprovoked about engagements or having kids together or it being the best relationship they've ever been in? But all along, they were simply not interested. I believe that deep down, they're looking for warmth and companionship. They get high off of our excitement for them, but then their fear overrides everything. They pull away or suddenly become mean to create distance. They are turning into someone that we don't recognize, and this is when they begin to teach us exactly how to treat them. Typically, People who have no consideration for a responsibility that they committed to, well, they're not thought of very highly. Think about it. If you took all of the attachment labels off of it, no anxious, no secure, no avoidant, and all you did was describe the behavior, and you did it in a style of like one of those social media interviews, like where the guy has the microphone and he asks random strangers how they would respond to this cold and cruel behavior. I mean, I could hear the excited responses now. Ditch them! She's for the streets! Boy, bye! Because out in the real world, everyone knows when they treat someone like crap, that's what they would deserve. Because before attachment style labels ever hit the scene, being utterly selfish in your relationships was called being a jerk. Well, you're an adult. You want to be a jerk? Fine. But you are teaching people to stay away from you. It's only in the world of YouTube where coaches who romanticize avoidant behavior try to convince us that this is when we need to bite the bullet and double down on the gracious fawning behavior. And unfortunately, fawning over a jerk is something a lot of people here have done our entire lives. Sometimes, because of things we went through in the past, we accept the behavior instead of walking away. We turn up the kindness and the fawning. It's like a defense mechanism that helped you survive when you were younger, but it follows you into adulthood in an unhealthy way. And these expat coaches, they're taking a survival mechanism that served you when you were a kid, and they are exploiting it. All these coaches think they have something novel to teach you about avoidance, but avoidants have been teaching you things the entire relationship. And it's why it's so important we learn how to take a breath and step back and see people for what they truly deserve. Do their actions make them more lovable? Or are they teaching good people like you that you can do better and you are better off keeping your distance? But here's a small example of how our attachment wounds can really mess with our responses to bad behavior. A while back, I started dating a guy, and a few months in, I was head over heels. He was cute, he was charismatic, but sometimes he would say things that were really pretty mean. And yet, I stuck around. I would help clean his house for him. I would make him lunches for work. I would drive him to work if he needed it. And I would tell people he was the love of my life. I really thought we were going to get married someday. Until one afternoon, we were out at a holiday dinner with all of his family members sitting around the table, and of course, someone finally posed that inevitable question, so when are the two of you getting married? Now listen, these questions can be annoying, but if he really didn't see a future for us, the kind thing would have been to, I don't know, make a lighthearted joke or try to change the subject instead of what my ex did. He practically spit out his water in a guffaw, exclaiming, "Oh my God, we are never getting married." And spoiler alert, we didn't get married, but his reaction really hurt, and I didn't even realize he felt that strongly, because even with all of our problems, he was still accepting all my kind gestures and my company out on dates. That day, I should have allowed him to teach me what his true intentions were and said, fine, if I'm not good enough for you, I'll go find somebody else. But my anxiety got the best of me, and I began to spend more and more time and energy trying to win him over. People who have a no-good agenda will try to convince a thoughtful person like you that your anxiety is the low-value reason the relationship ended and your ex lost attraction. Don't buy into this message. It is total BS. My anxiety didn't cause that guy to use me as a placeholder and feel like it was okay to embarrass and hurt his dates out in public. He had a toxic attitude towards women before we ever met. And the only problem with my anxiety was it kept me trying to prove myself to him. I should have been paying attention to the lessons that he was trying to teach me. He was trying so hard to teach me how to treat him, like he was a waste of my time. Eventually, I did learn my lesson after chasing for a couple of more months, but all I can say to that is, welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. We also need to take care of the inner half, because you could be part of a beautiful couple. It does not matter how it looks on the outside. Slow down a little while dating and learn how to treat people. Their actions are teaching you what they really want. And in life, people don't know everything that they want all the time. A lot of things change and we all grow. It's okay not to have everything figured out right away. There's still things that I've kind of thought about back and forth, and I don't know if maybe they're things that I'll want for my future. You'll meet people who don't know yet if they want kids or to get married or if they ever want to get married again, but never settle for someone who doesn't know if they want you. It's important to be able to take time in between relationships to reflect, and I'm glad I learned my lesson and eventually gave up on trying to impress that guy after a few more months of chasing, because hey, it was me, and that's okay, because that's why I'm here now talking to you. And don't go by the talking. Look at what people's actions are trying to teach you. When people cut you down publicly, they are teaching you to treat them like they are the ones who are actually insecure, and they aren't good enough for you. So now it's time to find yourself a classier partner. When they call you names, they are teaching you not to talk to them. When they blow off fun dates that you planned, they are teaching you not to waste any more of your money on them. When they exert their weird control issues, deciding whether or not they're going to answer your text, they are teaching you never to text them. When they aren't doing anything for you, they're teaching you to stop putting in so much work for them. Be vigilant when people are teaching you how to treat them. If they want to selfishly act like the whole world revolves around them and they are the only people on the planet who've ever been through hard times, something you would never understand, right? Let them have their misery. I'm not saying I'm happy about it, but it's either them or you. And you're here right now probably because you're tired of being beat up in love. So it's time to take care of you. Avoidants will only heal if they choose to. You can't force them. They'll just take you down with them, and it'll be worse for you because you don't know how to turn off your feelings. Don't accept their miserable fate they are asking for with their actions that teach people to stay away from them. The next time your avoidant confuses you with their words or their actions, just think about that crazy lady and the trunk full of sweaters. If they don't want to accept or appreciate your warmth, fine. Let them freeze in the sweater weather. Because it's high time that you enjoyed some sweeter weather. And you deserve it. Make this fall season a season full of love with friends and family and people around you who appreciate your warmth. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.